What is going on? So odds are if you clicked on this video, you're probably looking to shred a couple pounds of body fat before summer really gets into the heat of things. And you want to just be feeling your best, looking your best come 4th of July, middle of the summer. People are at the beach, people are at the pool. You want to feel confident and maybe you just don't know exactly what to eat. So I'm going to go over exactly everything that I just got at the grocery store so that I can look my best this summer. All right. Now, before we get into it, first things first, it doesn't matter what you're eating. If you're eating too much of anything, you're never gonna cut down the body fat. So eating whole foods is what I recommend. And the reason I recommend eating whole foods is one, your body's gonna recognize it. There's more micronutrients in it. But more importantly, it's just harder to overeat. If you're eating a bunch of processed food that's empty calories essentially, it's very easy to just eat an unlimited amount versus it's a lot harder to overeat on steak and potatoes. So even if you eat everything that I show you in this video, but you overeat, you're never going to be losing weight. So make sure you know what your maintenance calories is, and you're just aware of how much you're eating on a day-to-day basis. But with that being said, let me get into it. We'll just go all the way from the side. So starting out, one of the things that I'm gonna be utilizing a lot more this summer is my Instant Pot. And so a couple of the things I got in here, this grocery haul, are for my Instant Pot. I absolutely love sauteed onions. I'm gonna be throwing it with some chicken and some beef stew, as well as just like eggs. I think it's awesome, adds a lot of flavor. I got kiwis. These are incredible. I like using them at nighttime because they have naturally occurring melatonin in it, and a ton of micronutrients in here as well. Orange juice, this is great in the morning. It's like a little treat for me. I normally do oranges themselves, but recently I've been doing orange juice. Now, this is one of my favorite fruits. Most people don't know it's a fruit, but zucchini. I love adding this with my dinners. A little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and it tastes incredible. It's extremely filling and it's very, very low calories. So it's a great cutting hack. Bananas, classics always. One of the things that I like to do with these for breakfast is you can combine it with some eggs, mix it all together, and you can make 2-ingredient pancakes. So I think it's 2 bananas and like 3 or 4 eggs, and you have a base for pancakes. And you just cook it on the stovetop, add a little bit of maple syrup, and it's incredible. Obviously, eggs, got 2 dozen organic pasture-raised eggs, got some organic Cosmic Crisp apples. These are probably my favorite snack. Like middle of the day, I'm a little bit hungry, and I don't want to have a meal, but I also don't want to have a bad snack. Just go for some apples. With that being said, one of the best strategies, right, when you go grocery shopping is, for one, don't go hungry, right? Because if you go hungry, you're probably going to get stuff that sounds good at the moment, but then you're going to regret it later. And the second thing is only buy good stuff, right? Because that way when you're at home, you're hungry, you want a snack, if you only have good, healthy food in your refrigerator and your cupboard, that's all you can eat, right? So I don't have any ice cream here. I don't have any cookies. I don't have any like chips, none of that, right? All of this is super healthy. So when I want a snack, I go for a banana, I go for an apple. Heck, maybe I even make some ground beef. But going into the next stuff, like I just said, I got 3 pounds of 8515 ground beef. I like the 8515. I like the fat content. I think that it helps make it taste a little bit better. Plus, I generally have a higher fat diet. I don't do chicken that often, but I've been doing a lot in the Instant Pot recently and cooking it with some bone broth, which helps add in some flavor. I have a bunch of other spices I kind of add in there, and I've just been kind of testing out some things, and it's nice to switch it up. So that's why I've been doing the chicken. I do mostly red meat. Here, I got some stew meat. Same thing, I'm gonna throw this in the Instant Pot. I got a cut of New York strip. I always like to treat myself with a nice cut of steak every single week. So got that there. Normally I do avocados, but they didn't have any good ones in the store, so I just went with some pre-made guacamole. This is literally just organic avocado, onion, salt, jalapeno, pepper, and vinegar, and then water. That's it. So really clean. I got some rosemary for the steak and for the beef. Dark chocolate. This is like my secret. If I have a little bit of sweet tooth and I want to cure it, dark chocolate's great. Or I already have some, otherwise I would have bought it, but frozen fruit with a yogurt bowl is the way to go. Top it off with some honey. Same thing. I already have some honey here, so I don't need to top off more honey at the grocery store. But I got some Greek yogurt here. I got some other yogurt here. They were running real low on yogurt at the grocery store, so I just got what I could, but this is organic grass-fed cream top yogurt, and this is organic Greek yogurt. So I got both of those, and then I got some very simple sourdough. So same thing, you want to get the least amount of ingredients possible. This is literally wheat flour, water, sea salt, and sourdough culture, along with enzymes. So there's not a bunch of other random ingredients in here. It's as simple as it can get. And then I got some Cholula. I like throwing this on my eggs. It just makes it taste a little bit better. And then lastly, pomegranate juice. Great for blood flow. I like to have that in the afternoons. So this is kind of a very standard grocery run for me. The only things that I already have in here that I didn't need to get more of would be like grass-fed butter, like I said, the honey, the frozen fruit. So I have frozen blueberries, a frozen medley. So it'll be like mangoes, raspberries, strawberries, things like that. I wanted to check to see what else I might have forgotten. And the other things that I recommend is some sauerkraut and pickles. Both great for your gut health, both very low calorie, but they add a lot of flavor. And then that's pretty much it. I also do some sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. I already had those, so I didn't need to buy more. But this is really all you need. Also, white rice. Forgot about that. That is a staple. So I usually add that with the chicken, with the beef. Sometimes I'll even add it with the eggs. I don't like to go crazy on my carbs. I usually get it from the white rice, the sweet potatoes, or the sourdough. But this is all you need. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need to buy a bunch of processed crap. All of this stuff cost $187, which that may sound like a lot, right? But I eat all of my meals at home. I don't really go out to eat. And so 187 divided by 7 days, that's $26 per day for my food. So you go to Chipotle and get a bowl there, it's like, 15 to 20 bucks for one bowl. I get high quality food every single day, and it costs me 187 bucks. So, and again, I don't cheap out. Like, I get the organic pasture raised eggs. Everything else that I buy is all organic. And there's definitely cheaper routes you can take if you're on a budget. But the biggest thing is you want to make sure that you're getting whole foods, that you're aware of how much you're eating every single day, and that you're getting enough protein. I recommend 0.8 to 1 grams per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, I'd recommend 160 to 200 grams of protein per day. And with this, it's very easy to hit that. So hopefully you guys are a little bit more clear on what you guys should be eating, and hopefully this gives you guys some ideas. But that's all I got. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully you guys start shredding some body fat and start looking your best for summer. But I'll see you guys in the next one.